Hello, 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 hello. My name is Joel, and I like animation. And one animation I kinda like is animation in Dirty Pair, even if the plot makes absolutely no sense. I did so 80s as you can possibly get it. 1985 to be in fact. But it has one thing many animes these days are really missing. And that is charm and style in so many ways. But still, it's just interesting you see like this. Click, click. The crowd going by is just like. Still. Yeah, it was something about this decade, huh? With the hair, the colors, the hair. But I mean, there's one thing I really feel that is missing from a lot of modern animation, especially from Japan. For example, let's look at this brilliant face here. Sure, it's a bit over-exaggerated, but they are not afraid of being a bit janky with the model. And so expressive. I mean, look at this brilliant dynamic. A lot of series it's really hard to achieve that level of awesome. And you can still see though, just for example, it is simple like hitting the buttons, right? Get 1, 2. Just 1, 2, 3, and 4 frames. It's so simple. It's so work. But yes, so Dirty Pair is essentially about these two girls working for the VWWW, solving problems. Essentially, they're just doing odd jobs all over the galaxy. And it mostly ends up with everything going boom and everything going to becoming a disaster. It's sci-fi slapstick. It has a lot of charm, a lot of emotion. So essentially, these two headstrong girls, these women, they always fascinating about men and money, and when they're not doing the job, they're just being lazy. But yeah, even back then, many ways, Japanese animation were much more diverse and inclusive than what certain people on the online persuasion would have you believe. I gotta love this. This is so expressive. And in a lot of these scenes, there's just one. Oh, the face. Even though the main characters have ridiculous hair, everyone else also has. But still, look at this expression, these angles. Of course. I have a couple of sketchy scenes in. And not to be. This series is not beyond a little bit of tasteful nudity. But yeah, you can see like this scene here, right? The crowd is standing still while the car's moving by. So, conservation of ninjutsu, and this. And we have this weird visual effect. Everything just going. Yes. As I mentioned, they're not beyond a bit nudity and the femininity. Well, it's interesting to see. Oh yeah, did I mention this? Like, it just look at these when it comes to frames, how expressive, right? So she looks to the woman to the left and dodge, and you see the hair is just going chuff. It's like, it's so freaking awesome. And still, something. Something weird. Indeed. You gotta love how plot doesn't makes too much sense, but it's just this is what I need to achieve with my animations, and this level of being this dynamic and expressive. Actually, this sort of expressiveness cost a lot for the budget-wise, so in a modern anime, it would not work that well because the expression would essentially be because that takes money. So it's easier to just have a bit more simpler, basic animation and easy angles until something is actually happening. And then you have the glowing light again. Still, this whole episode of just running around in a bikini all day. And when it comes to frames, right? Look at this. Thump, 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 thump. It's really just a background going. And then you just add an effect here, an effect here, an effect there, and here, and go. Thump, thump, thump. It's brilliant. I love it. Of course, I also have taken the time to design robotics, spacesuits, scenery. I mean, from a visual point of view, It's interesting. You just see this is just a still image moving by a couple of frames at any given time. Like, yeah. So in this case, this one is actually like 30 times. All is like at least 20 times a second or something. It seems like. I'm not entirely sure, but you can see that. You can see it by the timer. You just go. Of course, and then plot thickens. And you get some explosions and weird visual effects. Yeah, so yeah, Dirty Pair. It's an old fun series. There are at least 2 seasons of brilliant episodes, and when it comes to the animation, I just really like it. Plot-wise, there isn't really much of a plot. It's more like a bunch of random episodes. And some of them might be strung together, but there is no like proper red thread. It's just things that happen in the life of the Dirty Pair. And that it works, it's fun. And when you look in this animation, for example, as he's talking, and you just see the foreground animation moves at a different speed. Also, look at it, for example, look at this. This is a sort of watercolor matte painting. You could only a person in the 80s could come up with. It's impressive, I mean, seriously. But it's also come for a space thing. It's completely awesome, completely whack. Yeah. So yeah, Dirty Pair. I just like it. I just like the animations and the way that I need to take more lessons from this series when it comes to the way character moves and emotes and interact with the world around them. Instead of just going, Oni-chan. Yeah. It's way too easy to get dialogue to turn into essentially a goldfish gasping for air. But yeah, it's still a very fun series. With some really expressive faces and some excellent animations for the time. And it's in many ways actually much more high quality than what you see a lot of these days, which is pretty much just factory produced animation. Anywho, if you want to see hear more about me prating on about animations, gushing about all the series, stay tuned for more. And I also have a Patreon, which is full of naughty stuff. And then I have Rumble, which I put up the videos first. And of course I have my ever so lovely YouTube channels and lots of links down below. And stay awesome. I'm Njol, signing out.